hello, every single person out there. How are you all doing? It's a wonderful Thursday evening, people. It's a late night football show with Tade Osho, yours exclusively, people. What's good? It's been a very, very busy week. This is the first time in my life that I'm gonna stream every single day. I streamed on Saturday, I streamed on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and today's Thursday. And tomorrow, maybe I will stream. Maybe, just maybe, I'm gonna stream again because of the Everton game. It all depends on if I decide to go to London for the protest. Unfortunately, I don't live in London, so I never really thought I was going to be going for the protests, but who knows, maybe things might change a little bit for me. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I am a bit under the weather today. I've been very busy the whole week, obviously, with my day life. It's quite difficult bringing quality content to you guys. But listen, I have to do it for you guys. But listen, it is music and football today, so I'm going to be doing a little bit of talking and a little bit of music. So that makes me to save, to catch my breath and, save my saliva a little bit, All right, people, a little bit of shout out to most of the people in the chats. Big up to you, Liam Vince. How you doing? You say you're watching Napoli game. Big up to you, man. Big up to you. James Dunlop, as usual. We are playing you guys tomorrow, and we're going to beat you guys, James Dunlop. We're going to beat you guys to pieces. Everton, Arsenal, people. We're definitely going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about that today. Definitely. Akuma, I see you. Tony Blackwell, Tade, you sound better than yesterday when you started with Lee Judges. I am sorry, people. Honestly, yeah. My internet is so messed up, man. I don't know, man. I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what to do. It is so annoying. Every time I have guests, it's always messing up. I am so sorry, and I apologize for yesterday. We were talking for 6 minutes without realizing that you guys weren't even hearing what we're saying, and I didn't check the chats on time. I am so sorry about that. Egbami Alexandra, it's been a long time. How have you been? Love the way you pronounce your name, Aburo. Thank you. It's my name. I need to learn how to pronounce it properly, Sekaya, my bro. How are you doing? What's good, man? What's good? Akuma, we appreciate your effort. Yeah, so thanks a lot for appreciating my effort. Thank you. Today, you guys are going to do more of the talking. The link is open, people. But before I start getting people in, right, what am I going to talk about today? Like I always say, people, come on to me, you football fans. Come to me if you're a football lover. Let's take the game back into our hands. The headlines, people. English fans want to see more big matches, but you still want to see your cold nines in stock. This is what Josh Kroenke was saying today when he was faced by angry Arsenal fans. Apparently, in case you don't know, today there was an Arsenal fans forum, and Josh Kroenke was there to talk to the fans. A little bit more about that. You do not interact with fans. You have no clue. Absolutely no clue. English football is clearly not for you. You should leave. This is from Akil Yas, one of the representatives. Speaking my mind, people. Speaking all the minds of every Arsenal fan out there. I was so happy about the questions that were being thrown at this guy. It felt like an exam. These questions felt like me sitting in an exam under the hot sun of Nigeria. Have you ever written an exam sitting under the hot sun of 38 to 40 degrees? Have you ever done that? Honestly speaking, you don't want to try it. You don't want to experience it. Your head is going to be hot. Your palms are going to be sweaty. You're going to be sweating all over the exam hall. That is exactly what happened to Josh today, I believe. Aubameyang is injured and Lacazette is injured. Who should start up top against Everton? Who are you going to start against Everton? Martinelli, Nketiah, or Balogun? Who are you going to start? That is what we're going to talk about today, people. Yes. Woo. Liam Vince, Carlo to teach Mikel a lesson tomorrow. That's not going to happen. That is absolutely not going to happen. Who do you even support, Liam? Yes. Oh, I remember MK Dons. No wonder. Just kidding, Liam. Tony Blackwell, Tade, do you know you can get high-speed broadband these days and no dial-up? Listen, I'm not using dial-up. What the hell is wrong with you people, man? What the hell? Look, I've got proper fiber. The only problem is, it's like there's so many interference because where I live, right, where my hub is, right, is like at the entrance. And the entrance to my living room is a little bit far. So I think maybe because of that, I usually get the signals dropping. Because I really don't understand why every single time I'm going on stream, I'm having those issues. And it's really so annoying, people. It is really, really so annoying. I'll fix it up. But definitely, I am not using dial-up. Come on now. James Dunlop, thanks a lot for giving us the updates on the Lazio and Napoli game. We really appreciate it. James Dunlop, last time we won at Arsenal, according to my dad, was 1996 at Highbury. I wasn't even born then. What do you mean last time you won? Oh, you mean Everton? Yeah. So why is it that you have so much belief that you're going to do it this time around? Why do you have so much faith in your Everton team? Is it because of Ancelotti? And don't forget, people, Mikel has already beaten Ancelotti. That was last season. Shakaya, Ghana makes the best jollof. Oh, shut up, Shakaya, shut up. Shut up. Niger jollof is the best. In case you have not heard of Niger jollof, people, you should go to one of the Nigerian restaurants, wherever you are, London, England, no, not England, Scotland, wherever it is you are. Go and try Niger jollof. I don't understand what Sakari is talking about here, man. Me and you are going to fight. Ricardo, if you trust the process, then you also trust the owners. You can't have it both ways. Oh, please. They're two different things. Absolutely two different things. Don't even bring that on here, Ricardo. Do not bring that on here. What are you on about? Listen, people, as usual, right, before I get into the matters of the day, I'm going to play you guys a song. Yes, that's what this show is about. I'll play you guys a song, and then we'll get right into it. This is Maria, people, from Piscayet. And I'll be right back. Enjoy the song.
Blast, all our tires. Looking so surprised, don't deny us. She telling me she want to be my lover, yeah. I love you when she want to be my lover, yeah. My little baby go rise on me. My little baby go rise on me. Maria, Maria, Maria. Every time you're looking out for me. Every time you're looking out for me. Love you, everything go from Maria, pretty girl like a Maria, Maria, every time we meet some, every time we like Maria, Maria. Every time when I look up for me, come on, look up for me. Every time when I look up for me, come on, look up for me. Every time. She no island girl, she from Kilimanjaro, Kiliman, oh. Nah, she no island girl, she from Kilimanjaro, Kilimanjaro. My little baby go rise on me, my little baby go rise on me. Maria, every time you're looking out for me, every time you're looking out for me, love you. Everything go from Maria. Everything go from Maria. Sensibility, pretty girl like a Maria, Maria. Every time we meet up, every time we like Maria, Maria. Now you want to spend more time with me. Do you want to be my wife, baby? I just want you in my life, baby. I like you.
right, people. Let's get right into it. What are you seeing on your screen right now? What we are seeing on the screen is Josh Kroenke, people. Like I said earlier, Josh Kroenke today was faced by angry Arsenal fans. Obviously, we have the Arsenal Supporters Trust. We had some of our representatives on there that questioned Josh Kroenke. He was grilled. Like I said, he was grilled like he was writing an exam and he had to answer the questions. I can imagine his palms were sweating when those questions were being thrown at him. I'm going to list out some of the questions and some of the responses, and I'll be looking forward to what you guys have to say when I get you guys on the call. Secondly, I'm also going to be talking about who you are going to start, people. Are you going to start Martinelli, Nketiah, or are you going to start Balogun? I'm going to be making my cases for the three of them, all right? I'm going to make my cases for the three of them, all right? And I would want you guys to come in or in the chats to tell me what you feel. So I am at your mercy. Whatever it is you guys decide, it is totally your choice. But let's just start with Josh Kroenke and the Arsenal fans at the Fans Forum today. There was one thing that Josh Kroenke said. He said, we ask ourselves what is worse, ESL or ESL without Arsenal. Also ask ourselves, what do fans want? The global fans want AFC versus Barcelona. That's Arsenal versus Barcelona as often as possible. English fans want to see more big matches, but you still want your cold nights in Stoke. We got it wrong. Now, that was Josh Kroenke apologizing. He was apologizing about what they've done and how they've gone about it. But then we had this guy called Nketiah. I think Nketiah, I'm not necessarily sure what his role is, but I know he's one of the representatives of Arsenal Supporters Trust. And the questions he threw at him, they were quite brutal, and I think it was very straight to the point. But I think he said some of the things that many Arsenal fans will want to say. This is what he said to Josh Kroenke. One of the few things he said to him was, do you not understand English football? You do not interact with fans. You have no clue. English football is clearly not for you. You should leave. You should leave. Now, I didn't really get any direct response because I was actually following some of the proceedings today on Twitter and on one of them websites, I think Football London. I was getting some of the updates of the questions that were being asked. And I think somewhere along the line, they did say that Josh blamed the pandemic. He blamed the pandemic for the reason why they haven't been able to converse with fans. Do these guys think we're stupid, people? Do they think that we Arsenal fans are really that stupid and that dumb? I don't get it. So, are you trying to tell me that you took over Arsenal last year, March 26, before the lockdown? Is that what you're trying to tell me? I don't understand. What do they take us for? Do they take us to be idiots because of the pandemic? Are you for real? So, let me get this straight. All the while that you guys have... When did they take over Arsenal? I'm trying to remember the date now. Was it 2008 or 2009? I can't remember the dates now. All the while, you guys don't have interaction with fans whatsoever. Then all of a sudden, you're blaming it on the pandemic. Come on, man. Behave yourself, man. Behave yourself. Behave yourself. There was another question from someone called RH. I don't know who RH is. He said, do you believe the damage is repairable, or will KSE be looking to sell their shares in Arsenal? Now, what Josh Kroenke said, apparently they said they're not going to sell their shares, but he then went on to say, we will rebuild. We believe we are fit to go forward with Arsenal Football Club. We were put in a difficult situation by sources outside the club. Can someone please tell me what he means by sources outside the club? That they were put in a difficult situation by sources outside the club. Please, guys, answer me this. Did they put a gun on their head, or did they put a knife on their neck and told them that they have to join by force, by fire, by force? Let's think about PSG. PSG was asked and they didn't join. The German teams were asked, they didn't join. Well, the German teams, for me, maybe is a bit questionable because of the 50+1 rule. But I don't care about that. All I care about is they've asked them, they didn't join. So what do you mean by external sources? It makes absolutely no sense. Absolutely no sense. I don't know what these guys are smoking. I don't know. Then there was another question thrown at him by someone called PH. These are initials. I do not know these people. I don't know their full names. He said, you said you have betrayed our trust. But let me be very clear. We have never trusted you or KSC. That's his father. How will you try to improve your relationship with fans? This is what Josh Kroenke replied. He said, I want to get back to London. I want to do this. I am aware we were never trusted. We need to build a bridge, and we will. He's simply saying that he's going to build a bridge between themselves and the Arsenal fans. You know, it's almost like if this situation didn't happen, these guys will never have had a conversation with us. They will never have had a conversation with the fan. And they also asked them the question, are you open to the idea of having a fans representative somewhere to have conversations with them on a regular basis? They said yes, they're open to it. But why is it that it is taking till now before they're going to even consider that? Why? Why? These people think we're stupid. They think we're fools. Well, I'm not a fool. I'm a learned man. I work my ass off. I've been to school. I've been to uni. I'm working now. We're not stupid. Don't be doing all this stupid PR, making us look like mugs. Come on now. Tony Blackwell, these fake apologies haven't fooled anyone. Yes, they haven't fooled anyone. The only way we're going to be happy is to see things put in action. It's not all about talking. We want action. Action. Action speaks louder than words, people. Action. Action. You see, I'm drinking my tea. Action. I'm not just talking. I'm drinking. I didn't say I was going to drink my tea. I'm actually doing it. Let me take another sip. That felt good. Whew. Liam Vince, hope Arsenal get better tomorrow. I don't want that negativity here, Liam Vince. Wait, it's like, oh, you guys lost your game, right? Is that why you're angry, Liam? It's like you guys lost your game. That's why you're pissed off right now. Because I don't understand why you're wishing Arsenal bad. What are these guys saying? I'm not going to say why Tade rates Nketiah. I have no idea why you think I rate Nketiah. I have no idea why you think that, Ricardo. Maybe you need to remove the cotton wool in your ears because it's obvious you don't listen to me when I talk. I think you guys are just chatting between yourself. Osman Ali, how you doing, man? Martinelli to start. KSC are liars. Simple as. All right, people. We're going to get into Martinelli, Balogun, and Nketiah. But if you want to talk to me, people, like I said, the link is right there in the descriptions, and it's also there in the chats. I think Photostar has left the waiting room. I was looking forward to talking to you because that's a new name. I've never seen that name before. But I'm going to be taking calls as soon as I finish my breakdown of Martinelli, Balogun, and Nketiah. But listen, enough about the Kroenkes. All right? Enough. They said a lot of things. If you want to check it out, I think you need to go on Twitter. There's a lot of... if you go on my Twitter, I think I retweeted some of the things that were said on there between Josh Kroenke and the fans. You can go on there and you can have a look by yourselves. But enough of that, people. Let's talk about the real game of football now. Yeah, let's talk about the real game of football. Yes, on your screens right now, people, this is Balogun. His name is Folarin Balogun. Folarin Balogun is a wonderful player, a player that has not been given a chance yet, a player that we had some issues with him recently because of his contract situation, and he hasn't really had any game time. He hasn't even seen any game time in the Premier League. Would you guys like to see this guy start, Balogun? What are your thoughts about Balogun? Listen, here's what I think about Balogun. Balogun, I feel, is a very good player. Personally, I think he seems a bit more complete if I compare him to Nketiah, because obviously he's a number 9. Nketiah is also a number 9. But the thing is this, right? This guy was in a contract situation recently whereby he wasn't committing to the club. And let's be honest, guys. Let's be honest with ourselves. We fans were the ones that complained to us in Wenger. I wasn't among the people that complained, but I remember very well some years ago, I had this argument with Robbie on the FTV. We had a proper argument, and he was against Arsene Wenger playing Sanchez. Remember that season before he left for Manchester United? We were playing him as our top 9. Meanwhile, Lacazette was sitting on the bench. And people were not happy. They were saying, oh yeah, because of the contract, blah, 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 you shouldn't be playing. Remember very well when Peter Cech was going to leave, they were complaining, saying, no, Peter Cech shouldn't be playing because he's an agent, blah, 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 all sort of things going on. Now, you have a situation in a guy that was in a contract situation. He said he wanted to leave. Obviously, he wanted to leave. His agent was fighting for him to leave the club. He had some good offers from Bayern Leverkusen and all whatnot. Now, if you are a coach, and this is what the show is about, right? You are supposed to put your coach's hat on, all right? You're putting your coach's hat on, right? You are the coach right now. And I want you to tell me, in that kind of situation, would you have played this guy when you're not even sure whether he's going to commit his future to the club? Meanwhile, you have other people in the club that are ready to commit themselves. Would you have been playing this guy? This is a question to all of you right now. Granted, I think this guy is a good footballer. And the reason he's a good footballer is the reason why he's been sought after by so many clubs back then. There were a lot of people that, they were looking forward to him and all that. And I get that about Balogun. But the question now is, would you have been playing him? That's the question. Now, what is my argument for this guy? I feel this guy has the ability to be able to hold up play. He seems to be more composed. He seems to be able to take on more players. And he seems more direct. And that is what I like about Folarin Balogun. That is my argument for him. But will you start him? That's the question to you guys. Let's move over to the next player. Nketiah, call me. Nketiah, call me. Nketiah called all of us in the last game against Fulham. Whether you like it or not, it was a tapping goal. It wasn't a wonderful goal. It wasn't a glamorous goal. It wasn't a sensational goal, but it was a goal. And he earned us a draw. Whether you like it or not, that is the fact of the matter. So you need to be real about your facts. He saved us, whether we like it or not. He was there at the right time. There was no other person that was there. It was him. So he gets the credit for that goal. But here's the question. Are you going to start him? Is any one of you going to start him? Make sure you go to the waiting room right now, because as soon as I finish talking about Martinelli, I'm going to be picking the next call, wherever it is that's in the waiting room, and I want to hear your thoughts about this. Are you going to start Nketiah? Here is a fun fact, people. Here is a fun fact. Did you know that Nketiah has started less number of games than Martinelli this season in the Premier League? Most of you don't know that, right? Yes, he has started lesser number of games in the starting 11 this season. He has played more games on total, but he has started lesser number of games. He started only 3 games this season, people. 3. I'm going to talk about Martinelli later, just after this. But then again, if I compare this guy to Balogun, like I said before, Balogun seems a bit more composed on the ball. He seems to know what he's doing on the ball. He seems more direct. He seems to be a bit more stronger on the ball. But for me, I think Nketiah has a lot to learn. He has a lot to learn. It's almost like he doesn't have the confidence. Whenever he's in a game, it's almost like you're not feeling his presence. It's almost like he's not there. It's almost like he's making up the numbers. With all due respect to him, I want every player to do well. There's absolutely no doubt about that. I want every single player to do well. But then again, you have to be real about this thing. It doesn't really seem that he's always available. Like he's always just a tiny little dot that is on a big sheet of paper. He doesn't really impose himself on the game. They've tried him on the wings once. He's played as a number 9, but he just doesn't seem to grasp the idea of taking the game by the scruff of the neck. And we need players like that. We need players that can take the game by the scruff of the neck. And honestly speaking, if you're looking at the likes of Martinelli, the likes of Saka, the likes of Emil Smith-Rowe, even Balogun, that look like they really, really want to make things happen, these are his mates. And he's not really doing that for me. But here's the thing, guys. I'm going to make an argument for this guy. And what's my argument for him? My argument for him is this same guy that we don't like, that we feel is not good enough for Arsenal Football Club, whether we like it or not, this guy has scored the highest number of goals for the under-21. Why is that? Is it because under-21 he's surrounded by people that are his mates? Is it because he's surrounded by people that are, not good enough? Why is it that he's performing under 21 and he's not performing in Arsenal Football Club? Is it that the team doesn't suit him? Why? Why hasn't it worked out for this guy? Personally, I felt he should have been loaned out just like Joe Willock. But then again, we loaned him out to Leeds and he hardly started games. And I don't think it's because the coach of Leeds doesn't like him. I just feel he wasn't performing enough. And that's one of the reasons why, he didn't really make it in Leeds. And, they sent him back here to Arsenal Football Club. And as a young player, the only thing you can do is to encourage him. Okay? But now, this guy is the most likely person to start tomorrow against Everton. Simply because he's the only natural number 9 we have in the first team right now. Whether we like it or not, he's the only natural number 9. Now that Lacazette and Aubameyang are out, you want to expect that someone that understands the role should fill in the space, right? That's what you're going to be expecting. But then this is his chance to step up. He needs to step up. Nketiah, call me and I'll talk to you about your game, man. You need to improve. You need to improve some things, man. Let me pick some few comments before I go to Martinelli. Tony Blackwell, I'm just going to start from the top, people. James Dunlop, Martinelli should start tomorrow. Liam Vince, hope Arsenal gets better tomorrow. I think I've seen this one already. Tony Blackwell, I'd like to see Martinelli start. Okay, I think I've seen all this. Okay. Osman Ali, Balogun plays like Andy Cole, which is ironic. Do you know what? I kind of agree with you in a way. The little we've seen of him, I don't want to overhype him because we haven't seen much of him. We've only seen little of him in Europa, right? But he seems slightly a little bit like Andy Cole. Yeah, I think I agree with you. The way he moves, his what's the word? His body movements, his body shape. There's just something about him and that Andy Cole, man. Luke. Akuma. Not while his contract situation was up in the air. I think you were talking about Balogun. Yes, I agree with you. Liam Vince. I remember people were hyped about Chuba Apom, who now plays for Middlesbrough. Listen, that's the thing about hyping. I'm not going to lie to you guys, right? Here in England, with all due respect, people, here in England, it's almost like we overhype players. Honestly speaking, I think we do. Sometimes you need to take it a little bit down, Take it a notch down, just a little bit. Because it's a little bit too much the way we hype players. We hype them above their ability. And the problem with hyping players, right, is it now gets into their head. And because it's in their head, they don't really understand their actual level. Because you're being put on a pedestal that's quite high, and then you don't really understand that you're not there yet, and you're here. And because you believe that you're here when you're supposed to be here, you don't want to improve yourself anymore. You lack improvement because you've been deceived about your level. When you're deceived about your level, you don't really know how to self-reflect anymore. And this is why self-reflection is better from yourself than from people. There are certain things you can do and you can't do. What kind of things you can't do? Self-reflection is for you and not for other people to tell you. You should be able to sit down and analyze yourself and say, do you know what? I think I can do better in this area. I think I should do better in this area. You need to be able to self-reflect. Self-reflect is very, very important. We look at the likes of Theo Walker, we look at the likes of Chamberlain. They did not attain the height compared to the hype. The height they attained compared to the hype we gave to them was never achievable. Let's be real. Theo Walcott was in Arsenal for how many years? 13, 14 years. And he was a potential. All his life in Arsenal, he was a potential. Today, we talk about Theo Walcott, potential. He's going to be there. The following year, potential. The following year, potential. And we keep going until he left Arsenal, it was a potential. When will he be a finished good? When? We need to take it a notch down, honestly. We need to take it a notch down. We overhype players sometimes, and many of us are guilty of it. We need to, stop it a little bit. Tap in goal, everybody can do that. You see, this is the thing about, listen here, Ricardo. You said tap in goals, everybody can do that. I'm going to ask you guys one question. I don't know how many of you watched Van Nistelrooy when he was in Man United. There is something about positioning that a lot of people don't understand. Football is not about, he scored a tap-in goal. He was in the right place at the right. You need to understand that it's a skill in itself to be able to anticipate where the ball is going to land or where the ball is going to appear. It is a skill in itself. There is a reason why people rate Van Nistelrooy. They rate him so well because he knows how to be in the right place. If you put someone like Van Nistelrooy and Henry close to each other, obviously you know that Henry is a better footballer, right? And Henry is not like a tapping merchant, right? He's more like someone that takes the ball and makes something happen. But when you look at someone like Van Nistelrooy, for instance, Van Nistelrooy was scoring almost equal number of goals, although Henry always hedged him out every season, but was always scoring double figures. He was always, the highest goal scorer for Man United, but he was never really getting up to that Henry's height. But then again, what sort of spectacular goals does he score? He hardly scores spectacular goals. What he scores is being in the right place within the box. That in itself is a skill, and we need to get that into our minds. Getting in the right place is a skill. You need to be very sensible and smart about anticipating. And with experience, you learn how to anticipate, because when you look at the body shapes of defenders, when you look at the flight of the ball, you might have an idea of where you think the ball is going to bounce. So there might be 2 or 3 positions in your mind where you think it's probably going to bounce there, it's probably going to bounce there, it's probably going to bounce here. And you are probably putting yourself in a neutral position so that you can get to it first. That in itself is a skill. And we need to understand that. So do not underestimate the power of tap-ins or the power of being in the right place at the right time. All right? Listen, people. I'm just going to do a little bit more before I go to Martinelli. Sentiment FC, how you doing, my man? Balogun, Martinelli, Pepe must start. Big up, Tade. Look forward to our next debate. Yes, you and I were debating on the chats earlier today. Good debate, though. Good debate. Relentless Sports Hub, how you doing, my man? Laka needs to come back. Listen, he needs to come back, but I think we need him more in the Europa against Villarreal. I'm hearing rumors that he's fit. I have the rumors that he's fit, that he might be fit, but I'm not entirely sure about that. Do you know what I mean? Sentiment, who knows if Eddie wants to score another goal after getting abused for scoring against Fulham? You know what, yeah? You laugh about that, right? You laugh about that, but that's actually a very good point. I'm not even going to lie to you. Relentless Football Hub, you need to be intelligent to score tap-ins. Exactly. I totally agree. That's exactly what I was saying earlier. You need to be intelligent. I mean, I'm going to go back to what I said. I've said this on this show before, right? There was a time that a player made a joke about, I think, was it Giroud or one of the players, right, in Arsenal Football Club, right? He said he was going to score that goal blindfolded. I think he tweeted it. And Arsenal Football Club got that guy to come to Arsenal. Are you guys aware of it? They got that guy to come to Arsenal. Yeah, they blindfolded him and he made a fool of himself. He didn't score any goal. And Giroud said next time, you think before you talk. If you guys think I'm lying, please go on YouTube or, I don't know, Twitter somewhere. It's an old video. Giroud was still in Arsenal then, right? Go there and find out for yourself. He made a fool of himself. Oh, I'm going to score this goal blindfolded, blah, blah. And they invited him over. And he looked stupid afterwards. Liam Vince, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter the type of goal you score, as they all count. Exactly. I totally agree with you, man. Osman, football is like life. Different players contribute in different ways. RVN was an elite exponent of goal poaching. Nketiah is just trash. Boy, I get your point. Come on, guys. Come on, be nice. You can't call someone trash. Come on now. Come on now. Tony Blackwell, Tade, football is about being active and reactive to things around you on the pitch. Remember, it's the ball that does the work, not the player. You see, this is the thing I keep telling some people, right? It is the ball that does the work, not some player. Some people do not understand that phrase. They don't understand that phrase about the ball. Because one thing about the ball should be able to make you determine your fakes and feints, should be able to make you determine your own movements. That is how a good footballer should be. A good footballer should make the ball do the work for him. Because once the ball is in a certain position, it makes you make your decision a bit better. But what people do is they overdo and overthink things. And that's not what football is about. But then again, there are a lot of people, there are a lot of professional players. Let's be very honest. Some of these professional players are lucky. They are luckier than other people. That's the reason why they're professionals. Let's be real. Let's be real, guys. I'm not even kidding right now. There are some of these football players, they are lucky to be playing football. There are a lot of players out there that were not lucky enough to get into professional football. I know of some of them back in Nigeria. There was a player called Joel Obi. He went to Inter Milan. He's a good player, don't get me wrong. But I heard that the club he was playing for back in Nigeria, he was not the best player in that squad. But he had the better connection and he had the better contract. And he was able to get out of Nigeria to go to Italy. Is it Elsco Jao? How you doing, man? This is the first time I'm seeing you here. Welcome to my show and welcome to TOSTV. Martinelli needs. You mean he needs to start? I think that's what you mean. All right, people. Let's go to the last player. I'm talking too much before I take my first caller. I think I'm going to be taking Akuma first. Yes, Martinelli, people. The fans' favorite. Everyone wants Martinelli to start. Every single person out there is saying Martinelli to start. Before you crucify me, I'm going to say this, right? Martinelli is not a number 9. He is absolutely not a number 9. Whether you like it or not, he is not a number 9. Is he a good player? He is a fantastic player. I love his work rate. I love the way he moves. I love his hunger. I love his enthusiasm. I love his infectious attitude. How he makes everyone tick around him. How he makes everyone work harder. How he sets an example for the rest of the team. I love all that about him. Every single thing I just said, I love it. And I love the fact that I said it. But he is not a number 9. Can you guys remember when Xavy was put in the number 9 position when we were having injuries? Can you guys remember? It didn't work as much. Some games it worked, some games it didn't work. But it was very obvious that Xavy was a good player. That was before, he went down the hill. But then he was a good player, and that's the reason why Arsene Wenger was playing him there. And people were complaining. Because it really showed that he is not a number 9. This is what you guys need to understand, right? Being a number 9 doesn't necessarily mean you being a good player. It's almost like saying that Thomas Partey should go and play as an attacking midfielder. There are two different types of things. There are two different types of awareness. There are two different types of positioning. Understanding where to be at the right time. Understanding how to cover for players. Understanding how to make the runs. All those things are important attributes for different positions. There are different types of covering. There are different types of movement. There are different types of awareness that comes with different positions. And this is one thing you guys need to understand. I'm not saying that this guy is not a good player. He is a wonderful player. I love him. But the fact of the matter remains, he is not a number 9. The question now is, what is a number 9? There are different types of a number 9. You can have Lacazette or you can have Aubameyang. Those are two different types of number 1. One of them likes to run behind players, run off the shoulders of defenders and all that. One of them likes to hold up play. So the question I'm going to ask to you guys is, what sort of thing do you think Martinelli is going to offer? If you ask me, I will think, just maybe he's going to be running, behind the defenders. He's going to be waiting for those through balls. He's going to be running behind them. And another thing I like about this guy is the fact that he can take on players. So I suppose for me, I want him to surprise me in that role. If you ask me to play him on the left or the right, I'm totally fine with that. But in the number 9 role, I want him to surprise me. And honestly, I want the best for him. So if Arteta decides to go for this guy, good and fine. One thing I want you guys to understand is, this guy has started more games this season than Nketiah. Do you guys believe that? He has started more Premier League games. He started 5 Premier League games this season. Nketiah has started just 3. Unbelievable, right? But Nketiah has played more games. I think Nketiah has played about, 17 games. And I think Martinelli has played 9 games. But let's not forget, he was injured for about 14 games this season. How do you do 14? Yeah, this is how you do 14, right? He was injured. No. Yeah, this 14, right? Yeah. He was injured for 14 games this season, people. So you should understand that this guy was out for a long time. Maybe if he was in, maybe he would have gotten equal number of games. We never know. But that is the thing I wanted to tell you guys. Now I'm going to be open to receiving calls. But just before I receive call from Akuma and Relentless, I can see the two of you in the waiting room. But just before I do that, you know what I like to do, people. It's music, people. It's music. And I have to refill this, people. Yeah. I have to refill this quickly. All right, people. This is like a ricochet, people. I know you've had this before, but this is like a ricochet. Enjoy this. And I'll be right back, people, with my refill.
Shooting me with words, but I won't let them bruise. Even though it hurts, I won't show it to you. 'Cause it will ricochet, I won't let it bite. I will look at you and tell you that I'm alright. Like a ricochet, it will come back to you. Let me tell you, not because my eyes are open, your words will keep
turn me into somebody else. But it will ricochet, I won't let it bite. I will look at you and tell you that I'm alright. Like a ricochet, it will come back to you. Let me tell you, no, because my eyes are open, your words will keep bouncing away. And even if you try to hurry, my skin's getting thicker each day.
Okay, people. Akuma, are you ready for me? I'm gonna get Akuma into the room now. Let's see if we can get Akuma. Relentless, I see you as well, but I'm gonna get Akuma first, if you don't mind.
Yes, brother.
Hello,
Yes,
Akuma.
yes,
How you
yes,
doing, man?
Yes, Tade. Yeah, Tade, how you doing, brother?
What's good? What's good? What's good?
Oh, everything's try to be good, man. So yeah, it's all good. Yeah.
What did you say?
No, all good, man. All good.
Are you sure?
Yes, yes, brother.
All right, then. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
Can you guys still see me on the stream, by the way?
I'm sure we can, but obviously I'm using the phone, so I can't talk and have the screen open at the same time. Because
Can you guys
of the
still see
delay.
me? It's
I don't
almost
want-
like this stream has I think there's been an issue again. Hope it's not my
Has there?
internet.
Oh.
I hope it's not my internet.
Are you using what? Are you using wireless to connect live when you go live? When you're
No,
doing
right
your
now
live
I'm
stream?
actually using wired because of the internet issue.
Good,
I had to get
good.
wired.
You always have to use wired when you're using when you're going upstream. you
All right,
see,
I think-
because
I think maybe they can see me now. Can you guys see me? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys see me? Can you guys hear me? Put thumbs up in the chats. Because I don't know what happened, people. I think it's my look, listen, people, it is my freaking internet, people. I'm done. I'm done with this internet. I am done. I'm done, man. I'm done. I think you guys need to do fundraising for my internet.
well, I can give you some technical tips how to get the best out of your internet.
I don't know, man. We'll talk about that offline. Anyway, they said they
Okay,
can
no
hear me
worries.
now. Thank you,
Okay.
guys. I don't know what happened to the internet. I just noticed that, All right, Akuma. So what you saying?
Yes.
What you saying, man? I don't know what you want to talk about today. Do you want to talk about Kroenke and all the questions that were thrown at him? Do you want to talk about Martinelli?
I think there's enough about Kroenke, quite frankly. I think it's time to change the subject now. I've chewed that chewing gum and I'm tired of it. So let's talk about tomorrow's game.
All right. Cool.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you are now the coach, right? And I
Yes.
want you to choose. You've got Balogun, you've got Martinelli, and you've
Yeah.
got what's the last person? Nketiah. Make your case for all of them
Yes.
and tell me who you're gonna
Okay.
choose.
Okay, let's start with Nketiah. I will probably start with Nketiah because obviously he scored a goal, and obviously I might get flack for this, but obviously I want to. If we're gonna sell him, what's the better time to sell him than to put a few £1 million on his price tag as well? And plus, you need to reward someone that scored a goal for us. So I'll start with him because at the end of the day, we might need him, whether we like it or not. Obviously, with Lacazette being injured, and we don't know when Aubameyang is going to recover from his malaria. I've had malaria before, and it does take a while before you recover from it. We might need him, and you need to boost each other's confidence. Because I think Martinelli's confidence is still high, but Nketiah's confidence is rock bottom, and we need to obviously boost it up. And as a coach, you have to remember, a coach has to see things holistically. And I didn't like the fact that when he scored, a lot of fans complaining, why did he celebrate? I mean, the guy's been taking flack from Arsenal fans, and I've given him stick myself, and I'm man enough to admit that. But you score in the last minute, I can understand why he celebrated, and everyone still criticizes him for doing that. So
And it wasn't just him that celebrated, the whole team, because
Exactly.
that was the last kick
Yeah.
of the game.
Yeah, exactly. I can
It
understand.
happens.
It happens when you score a goal. Logic goes out of the window. So I don't understand why. Some fans gave Nketiah a -1. No, they said his performance was maybe a 6, but they're still going to give him a 5 for his celebration. And I'm like, man, you're harsh. Yeah, but I was starting. That's my case of starting Nketiah because I think you need to give him. You need to give him confidence, and plus, if you do decide to sell him, you add the extra. If he scores a few goals tomorrow, you add a few million to his price tag as well, and plus he knows how to play that role. We haven't seen Martinelli play that number 9 role. You see, and
Actually,
I like
we have in the Europa. I think he's played a couple of games. He played a couple of games playing I think there were some games that was under Emery actually, not under Arteta. Under Emery there was a couple of games that he started. I think one game he started, and there was a game that I think they brought him in, and I think they took out Lacazette Oba, and then he filled that role. So we have, but we haven't seen much of him there. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay, I stand corrected on that as well. And I think for now, I think he's a lot more effective on the wing. But let's face it, as much as we love Martinelli, he did miss some good chances against Fulham on Thursday, on Sunday. So we have to be consistent. I think because he's a fan favourite, we just say,
criticism, does he?
Exactly. And this is my fear, you see. This is the hypocrisy of some Arsenal fans at times. Let's say we sell Nketiah, and I'll be the first one to say, okay, we'll probably sell him. Who's to say he's not going to be a late boomer like Harry Kane? Because you got to remember, Harry Kane at this age was he was loaned to Leicester, he was loaned to Norwich and stuff like that. Then he came to his own when he was about 23, 24. And what happens if Nketiah in 2 or 3 years' time becomes the next Harry Kane? He develops his game. We'll be the ones to say, why did we sell him? Why did we keep faith? Why did we do this? Yeah, and it's possible because there is something in Nketiah. You don't break the under 23 record, be no slouch. There has to be something in his game. I think it's a matter of confidence with him because he does look a bit shy. He looks like he's into himself when he's on the pitch. He's just scared to make a mistake because he fears that all the backlash I'm going to get from social media. And there was something that Kelechi said on Arsenal Fan TV. The more you abuse these players, the more you open the door for more racial abuse. This is the things about what influencers don't realize. It's a bit like the more you put hay on dry grass onto a field, sooner or later someone's going to light that field, and all of a sudden the whole thing's going to burn. You see, and I think sometimes the outspokenness about say he's not good enough. You can say yes, I don't think he's at Arsenal level, but don't. The retribution that people give to him, I think, is unfair at times.
So you're not making any case for any of the other players then?
No, okay, that's my case for Nketiah. I guess with Balogun, my case for him is that it offers something different. He's signed the contract now. He does offer something that's a little bit different that Everton want to expect. And I could say, give him. It's like win, lose or draw. It doesn't really affect our league position, so it's worth a gamble. So that would be my take on my case for Balogun to start. And I guess with Martinelli, like you mentioned before, he's played that position in the past before. He always looks dangerous. So
just before you go to what's his name? What's his name again? The guy that I just spoke about. Oh God.
Martinelli or Balogun.
Balogun, for instance.
Yeah.
Balogun, for instance, right?
Yeah.
Balogun hasn't played any game this season in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Okay. And in my head, I'm thinking, if he's gonna start, that's gonna be a big surprise to every single person.
Yeah, it would be, and I think it will actually drain Nketiah's confidence, especially when he scored on Sunday. So that would be a major surprise for me. But I still think at this present moment in time, Nketiah should start ahead of Balogun, just for in a sense, just to build Nketiah's confidence up, and if anything, raise his price tag when we sell him, if we do.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've made your cases for all the three of them, right?
Yep.
So who are you gonna start then? Now that you've made your cases for all of them, who are you gonna start?
I'm just gonna edge it, and people are gonna crucify me for this, but I'll start with Nketiah on Saturday, tomorrow.
You're actually lucky. No one is having a go at you in the chats, so that's good.
They'll be soon enough. They'll call me deluded, which I can understand where they're coming from. But yeah,
All right, man.
I'm trying to think like a coach, you see, because I think that's
Yeah.
very important as a fan. When we
Yeah.
think like fans all the time, you're thinking like a child. You're thinking like children. You're not a child. You're a coach. A coach has. Don't you think a coach doesn't want to play his best players all the time?
Yeah.
But physics and fatigue and the human body, he can't.
And relationship, isn't it? Relationship.
Exactly, because you got to keep everyone sort of harmonized, you see. So
All right, no problem. Do you know what? Let me get relentless in, if
Okay.
you don't mind. And
Yeah, sure.
I'll probably talk to you a bit later. And sorry I didn't reply you earlier, by the way.
don't worry, brother.
Yeah, so I think Mossy Boy doesn't like what you're saying. Maybe when I get Mossy Boy, I will probably get you back in if you want to come back in.
Okay.
Let me
no
get
worries,
relentless now, yeah?
Okay, cool.
All right, talk to you later.
Good. Okay,
Cheers. Hello, Relentless. You're in the live room now.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. How you doing?
Good. What's going on in America?
Nothing much. Obviously some political stuff happening. Obviously, always in America, you know, it's complicated over here. But how's everything going with the Gooners in the UK?
Yeah, I mean, like I said already, earlier on, we've all seen. I don't know if you've seen it, but I read out some of the questions that were thrown at Josh Kroenke, and they were exactly most of the things that we fans really wanted, and I was glad that they were throwing him those questions. And honestly, if I was him, I probably would be sweating. I'm not even gonna lie. I probably would be sweating because they were very hard questions, and I already read them out. If you didn't start the show, you can go back and listen to it. Excuse me, or go on my Twitter, and I think I retweeted some of the questions that were thrown at him. They were really hard questions. A lot of questions that we fans really wanted to see, and I was very happy about that. I think one of the things they told him was the fact that he doesn't interact with fans and he has no clue, and English fans. That English football is clearly not for him, and I don't think he really gave a response to that. So, and he's saying he's gonna try and build a bridge and all whatnot. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that were said on there, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, we've set our mind to him, and we'll see what he says after that. Anyway, so what do you want to talk about today? You want to talk about the three players, or do you also want to talk about Josh Kroenke? What do you want to talk about? The three players.
We can start off.
Sorry.
We can start off about who's gonna start the game on Everton, then we can probably quickly talk about Stan Kroenke and Josh Kroenke.
Good. So let's talk about the three players. You've got Martinelli, you've got Balogun, and you've got Nketiah. Now I want you to think like a coach, and not like a fan that just watches on telly. Think like a coach. Imagine you are in the dressing room and you are picking your team based on different things. Fire on. The floor is yours.
Listen, in terms of who should start, depends on what you want. For me, every time I watch Martinelli, I love Martinelli, but every time I watch him, I get scared because I feel like he's always rude. It's like how you watch. I don't know how to explain. It's kind of like when there's a toddler and they're doing something bad and they're gonna fall, but it's like, they really good. I don't know how to explain it, but with him, it's like you're always on the edge of your seat in terms of every time he gets tackled, he's injured. He's running 100 miles per hour in the 90th minute. It's like, okay, Martinelli, we understand. This is why we love you, Martinelli, but sometimes you just have to relax. For me, you feel
he needs to grow up quickly and look after himself, because some of the injuries he gets are a bit self-inflicted, don't you think?
It's good to see that he has that work rate, because that's something we've been missing on that left side since we had Sanchez. But for me, I guess so scared watching. But for me, the way he plays, maybe I'll bring him on later into the game if anything we need him. But
so you're not gonna start Martinelli?
No, because Martinelli, since we don't have, like I said, you need him for the more important games. Unfortunately, this league season is dead. So really, yes, I would like us to get the 3 points, but we have to focus on what's going to happen during the week in terms of like the Europa League. And Martinelli's the best player out of all three of them, so I'd rather have him playing the more important game, Villarreal. I guess Villarreal. So for me, I'll have to start Eddie. Like, I know a lot of people like to have a go at Eddie, but for me, he is what he is. He's not a Phil Foden. He's not a Bukayo Saka. He's not Daniel Malin. He's not this Greenwood. He's just Nketiah. And I think that's one thing people
Why are
have
you
to understand.
comparing with players that are not strikers, though?
Huh?
Why
I
are you
mean, in
comparing
terms
him
of
with players that are
no,
not
no, no.
strikers?
I mean, in terms of crazy wonder kid. That's what I'm trying to say. Like he's
Okay.
not like a Greenwood or something. He's just Nketiah. For me, yes, there's stuff he needs to work on in his game, but to just have him start up top for just a couple of games, I don't see what the problem is. Yeah, I know a lot of people like having to go at him because he celebrated. And obviously, when he gets older, he learned that you know if you score a goal in that point in the game, just get the ball and run back to the center. So he learned that. Like he's young. So to me, I'll start him. Whoever starts next to him, I don't really know because I don't
So
really know what's going on.
you're
With the
gonna
team.
start Nketiah then.
Yeah,
Up
yeah,
top.
yeah. I have to because what am I gonna start him against Villarreal? Play Martinelli Villarreal and play him against almost meaningless game against Everton. It doesn't make much sense. So for me, I just play Nketiah up top and start him,
So
give him a
so
run
you
out,
said you,
and
you
then
said
have
it's meaning. Sorry to cut you short. Yeah, I just want to
yeah.
make it more interactive, right? You said it's meaningful. Um, we still mathematically have a chance to get to top 6. You know. So is this still meaningful or not meaningful?
Of course. But are we gonna get it?
I don't know. What if we win all our other games and Everton drops points against us and maybe Tottenham drop points again? And Liverpool might drop a point. I don't know. I'm just asking here. I don't know.
Yeah, no, but for me, I'll start Nketiah because the best players out of the three is Gabriel Martinelli, and I want my best players playing against the best teams, the more important games. Like Balogun could come off the bench, maybe give him 20, 15 minutes,
So
give
have
him
you
like
moved to
some.
Balogun now? You're moving to Balogun now, right? Okay. So you're saying Balogun, you would have him in your team. Is that what you're saying? You have him on in the squad?
Yeah, I'll have him on the bench because it's no good just leaving him at home. You need to give him some. It's not only match day experience on the pitch. You also have to get match day experience like on the bench, so he's in around the first. And you can't just leave him at home every time. You don't want to play him. Like he needs to get some experience in terms of like being in the stadium and playing with training with the first team. Like he needs that experience. For me, like yes, he is a good player, but I'm not going to sit here and say, oh yeah, he's the next coming. He's the second coming of flipping Samuel Eto'o. I'm not going to say that, but we need to see more from him, and I think bringing him off the bench, especially with this injury, I think it'll help him develop, but not play him too much. If you understand what I'm saying.
Okay. So finally, who are you going to start? Can you remind us again who you're going to start?
Eddie.
You're going to start Eddie Nketiah.
Yeah, Eddie.
All right.
Eddie has to start.
All
I'm
right.
not saying that I rate Eddie. I'm just saying that for this game, I would start him if I was a coach.
All right. Fantastic,
Yeah.
Nathaniel. Thanks a lot, Nathaniel, for calling in. I really appreciate your input, Coach Nathaniel from America. Thank you.
What about the Stan Kroenke issue? Do
I
you not
totally
have enough
forgot.
time
You
for
are
it?
the one driving this. So what is your take on what went on with Josh Kroenke then? What's your take? I don't know if you listened to it or you maybe saw a little bit of what I said earlier.
Yeah, I heard about what you said. I haven't seen the full interview. I only seen like a couple of clips here and there. But basically, what he's saying is he's making like some sort of excuse, like saying maybe the reason why he's not talking to the fans is because of like the pandemic and whatnot. I don't even understand where that even came from. If I'm being honest, like this other.
Do you know what? Yeah,
I don't-
honestly, yeah. When I heard that, I was like, wait a minute. Does this guy think Arsenal fans are like in year 3 or year 4, and we're still learning the alphabet? Well,
He must
that's
think
how I
we
thought.
were all born yesterday.
Say that again.
He must think that we're all born yesterday or something.
Yeah. And it's the same thing with what Perez was saying. You know, Perez, the Real Madrid president and all that.
Yeah, Real
Some of the
Madrid,
things he was saying,
Mhm.
because I talked about the ESL, I talked about the press release from them, and so many of the things that were there just didn't make any sense to me. It's almost like they think we're idiots, you know, and that was one of the issues I had with it, you know, and I've said it, and I'm going to say it again, right? I don't have a problem with people making money. I said it yesterday on my stream with Lee Judges. If you guys haven't seen it, please make sure you go and watch it. I said the same thing on that stream, that listen, I don't have a problem with people making money. Yeah. It's the ethics and principles behind it I have a problem with. Right? You are playing in a league whereby we've been talking about solidarity payments for a long time that are being paid to help the whole football pyramid. And then you go on out and do your own things for yourselves. because of a selfish interest without thinking about the common good of football. That was where I had a problem, So, listen,
Yeah.
they've all come out to apologize, right? But the question now is the apology enough for you?
No, they need to leave. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired, man.
So, finito.
Yeah.
No second chance. Nothing. Finito. Go.
Obviously, they can't just get up and say, you know what, we're gonna leave us, and that's not gonna happen. What I'm saying is that it's been too long. It's been too long. Yeah. On the pitch, we suck, but it also comes from upstairs as well. That the hierarchy. Like if you look at Stan Kroenke, if you look at Josh Kroenke, these guys, they don't know much about football because they come like most Americans don't really know much about football. Yeah, like if you're calling it soccer, you just need to get out of here, man. Like for me, like his main priority is like, you know what? I have the Rams. I have the what was it, the basketball team, the Denver Nuggets. I think he owns. I have those are his main in investments. So of course he's gonna focus on those two. And he says, you know what? Since I don't really know that much about football, I'm gonna send my son to go do the interviews. How about you, the main owner? I don't know unless whether he's giving the club to Josh. I don't know what's going on. But you, the
No,
main owner.
Josh is the one
owner,
that's gonna be. Josh, he said it that Josh is the one that's gonna be interfacing with. He's gonna be handling the business. Remember before Arsene Wenger left, they brought Josh in. So because obviously fans were complaining about him, and he was, you know what, I'm gonna bring my son here to run things. When they started changing the structure, bringing a director of football, all that restructuring and reorganization, that was when they brought Josh in to run the affairs of the football club. So really and truly, we will never. I doubt if we're really gonna ever see Josh Kroenke. Kroenke himself. And there's another thing that I heard. I don't know who it is, but they said, I think according to Sky Sports, there was a tweet from someone in Sky Sports that said one of the owners of the club was at one of the games. He didn't say who, he didn't say what club, but he said one of the owners of the club was at one of the games, and he literally was asking which of the people playing is his team. That's how bad. We don't know who it is. We don't know whether it's Kroenke. We don't know whether it is Sam Henry. We don't know. But a lot of people were then saying it's probably Kroenke, obviously, because of the dislike for him and all whatnot. But it's really funny that you have an owner that doesn't know which of the teams on the pitch was his team.
Yeah, he pays people to run his business. He pays people to run his business. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Someone like Stan Kroenke, if you're paying somebody to run the business and you don't know the ins and outs of football, he might be looking at it. He might be looking at it as in like a NFL point of view or a basketball point of view, where you're 10th to the table, but you still might make the playoffs. That's how American sports. Maybe that's how he looks at it. But when you're 10th place in football, you're not qualifying for Europe. You're not qualifying for any extra income. You're just getting that income that from the Premier League and from the fan. You're not getting any income from the European place. And for one thing, like I said, he's paying people to run the business. If you don't know about the business, they can easily say, you know what, everything's fine. As long as you're generating a good amount of money. That's what I like when I think about these owners. That's all I'm seeing, because as long as we're making a decent amount of money, they're like, you know what, why should we invest millions upon millions?
Yeah.
If we're still making decent money. That's how they're looking at it.
Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot for that breakdown. I really appreciate you coming on, Nathaniel, as usual.
And one last thing to the fans. Yeah,
Go on.
I agree with the protest. Like I 100% agree with the protest. Yeah, but I just want to make sure that a lot of people turn up. A lot of people have to turn up, because a couple of years ago, Turkish did a protest. He tried to do a protest at least, and not a lot of people turned up. But if you looked at Twitter, you would have thought thousands of people would turn. Lots of people need to turn up. It's not only just turning up and posting on Twitter trying to get likes. You turn up, make sure your voices are heard, and don't turn up and then as soon as the next kit drops, you're buying everything. You're selling out the whole store. No, it don't work like that, because the owner is looking at you guys like, yeah, look at these people. They're gonna buy the new shirt I drop. It doesn't matter anyway. It's not only vocal. It's not only you go there and then you open your mouth to say, oh, Kroenke out. You have to make sure you affect their pockets. Stop going to the games. Stop stop clearing the shelves of the flipping store.
So here's
Stop
the thing about.
So
let me argue for the people that go for the games, right? There's something you need to understand about the games and how the ticketing works, right? If you don't go, you lose it, and that's the problem. for instance, yeah, for years I've been on the queue for season ticket. I still haven't got it. I was like, the last time I checked, I was like 70K on the queue. That's really huge. Now, what I have done is, and this is just, I don't blame people that are still buying the kit. Some people like fashion. They can do whatever they want. But I haven't bought a kit since 2018. Yeah? Because I don't think it's worth it. But then again, I love football. That's the reason I go for the games. Do you understand what I'm saying? I love football. I cannot see myself not trying at least to go for the games. And because of the way the ticketing system, imagine, for instance, you can just pick and choose whenever you want to buy a ticket. Believe you me, a lot of people would have stopped going for the games. Trust me. A lot of people would have stopped going for the games. But because of how the ticketing works, it's almost like you're paying 1,000 and something pounds, right? Just to keep that, just to be able to keep that season ticket and have that position. And then you're wasting it by not going to the game. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one.
You want to know one thing, before I leave, because I know you want to move on. But
That's fine.
What got Arsene Wenger sacked? They did not just say, let's just sack. They sacked him because no fans were turning up at the ground. There was games against Man City where as soon as the first goal went in, everybody was just leaving the stadium. It was looking like a fire drill. Everybody's just leaving.
But the tickets were paid for. This is the thing. I remember that year. The tickets were paid for. That's the problem. Do you understand what I'm saying? So they're still making their money. They were sold out. But
when it comes to billionaires, as long as the money is fine, they're not going to really care about. They don't care that much about
that's the problem.
They don't care. You have to affect their pockets, whether it's this way or the other way. And something needs to happen because they can't just keep on staying here. And then when this guy has to, when Josh Kroenke has a son, he's going to come in and continue that same kind of culture. Let's be hands and whatnot. Football is not just self-sufficient anymore. I'm sorry, it's not that anymore. Look at all the big clubs. It's whether you get the best recruiting system, whether you go to Ajax and get the recruiting system, get the youth coaches, because they always produce talent every single year. Unless you go get that, how are you going to compete? You have to spend money. You cannot just say, you know what, I've got every couple of years, I'm going to put a couple million. No. That's not how you run football. Football is not how it is back in the day. You can just order, like you can find Riera from somewhere or find Anelka somewhere and turn him into a star. And it barely happens anymore at this football club. You have to spend money. I'm not saying go spend $100 million on Ronaldo or Messi. Get the best scouting player. Get the best scouting team. Find good players. But if you had to pay $50 million for one player, if you genuinely feel like that player is going to take it to the next level, pay that $50 million. Pay that $60 million, $70 million. You can't just sit here and say, you know what? Oh, trust the process. Oh, PR. No. It don't work like that. They need to invest money. If they're not going to do that, they need to leave. Simple.
Okay, fantastic. Thanks a lot for the rant, Nathaniel. It was really good talking
I just came back from work. I just came back from work, so I'm a bit annoyed, so I got to cool down.
I can imagine. All right, then.
We got Tade, man.
All right, thanks a lot for coming in. I really appreciate you, and take care of yourself. All right, people, that was Nathaniel. He's really pissed off about Arsenal generally. I've got Mossy Boy in the waiting room. I think that's probably going to be my last caller before I disembark today. But just before then, people, remember the theme is music and football, people. I'm going to play a song for you guys. It's called Mr. Right, all right? Enjoy this, and I'll be right back.
I can see the pain it costs you, and I can see, girl, how it hurts you. But let me show you I can fix you. Be a Mr. Right, girl, be a Mr. Right, girl. I understand, girl, what you've been through. That is the reason why you feel so blue. Just wanna tell you I will show you that I could be your Mr. Right. I will show you Been feeling down for quite a while now, but let me bring it back, the smile, and lift you up to the sky. Let's wait till I'm a superstar, girl. We'll fly away up to the stars, yeah. Let me take you under my arms and I will be your Mr. Best. Girl, let me be the one to love you. Hey girl, you know that I'm the one for you. You know that I can be your Mr. Blast.
All right, Mossy Boy, are you ready for me? Let's see if we can get Mossy Boy. That's going to be my last caller for the day, people. Let's see what he has to say about today's topic. All right, Mossy Boy. Hello, Mossy Boy. How are you doing? You are in the live room.
It's your Mossy Boy again.
Hello, Mossy Boy. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. I mean, I'm a bit tired today. I worked a bit too hard. And I
that's
didn't get to do
right.
the show for you guys. It's
Yeah, because
it's tough. It's tough.
it is. Yeah. I when I just came back, I was rushing back because I want to meet up before you end the show as well. So I didn't catch up. I didn't really catch up from the beginning, but I completely agree with Nathaniel and that spoke to you last before I came on, and I was listening to Akuma as well. Before we actually move on, there's some few things that I want to say. And I want to go back to the beginning of the pandemic when they are asking, when the Kroenke family are asking players to take a pay cut. I would really, really love people that are actually slating Mesut Ozil for not taking a pay cut to go and say sorry to him. That guy, for not taking a pay cut, now we know the reason why, because all the other players that take a pay cut back then, what did they do with the money? For him not taking a pay cut, people are slating him, right? I can remember a lot of people are slating him. That he's one of the senior players at the club. He should be taking a pay cut. He's on £150,000 a week. He's not the one that is giving himself. He negotiates it. The club are great. Then he signed the contract. So if he's not taking a pay cut, then they know that the owners, they are all after money. What happened just about a few days back now? If you understand what I'm saying. So did they do anything to help at that pandemic period themselves? Did they do anything before they're asking players to take a pay cut? But I would really love it if people can go back and just people that are slating Ozil then for not taking a pay cut to go and say sorry to that guy. That's what I want to say on that one.
So we should take back our criticism.
That is correct. That is exactly what I'm saying. Because people are quickly to judge him for not taking a pay cut. And I support him all the way. I'm one of the people that support him all the way for him not taking a pay cut. Because the reason why I'm supporting the guy is because these people, since they've been at the club, tell me how much that comes out from their own pocket to help the club themselves.
45 million.
45 million. And how long have they been at the club? The club before that 45 million came out?
About 13 years, I think.
Yes. Say no more. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
I'm listening to you.
yeah. Because people, seriously, I will say it one more time. People needs to go on Ozil Twitter and just say, sorry, I criticized you when you're not taking a pay cut. I can see the picture now. I'm sorry for criticizing you. That's it. Just being a man and just apologize. That's all.
Okay.
So then the next thing I want to say is, I haven't seen all the questions people ask. When Josh was, the question they are asking Josh, and I can see now. I think I was watching the live show for AFTV earlier with Robbie and Turkish and Sesu and what's the name of the other guy? The four of them. So I was reading something that is going under at the bottom of the screen that Josh is saying that they're going to make sure they do something and push the club forward.
Yeah, first so I can read out a few things. Let me read out a few things quickly for you and for everyone's benefit, okay? Let me just read out.
Yeah.
So a few of the questions they asked, or shall I say, some of them were actually statements, because this is so much a statement than a question, right? He said something. He said, this is from Akhil Vias. Or Vias, I think Vias. I cannot pronounce his name properly. Let me say that again. I think it's Akhil Nias. It's pronounced Akhli. Please pardon me if I'm murdering the name. With Vyas. So I think it's Yas. He's one of the Arsenal Supporters Trust representative, and one of the brutal questions he threw at Josh Kroenke today was, do you not understand English football? You do not interact with fans. You have no clue. English football is clearly not for you. You should leave. Now, I don't think there was any direct response to that, because I didn't see any direct response from some of the excerpts of the conversation that I received. Well, because I was following on Twitter and I was following on another web page, and they were kind of identical. I don't think he really said anything directly to that. However, there was one thing he did say, that because of the pandemic, they've not been able to talk to the fans. And I think people felt a bit insulted by that, right? They felt insulted in the sense that, what do you mean it's because of the pandemic? You've been in Arsenal for, 13 years or how many years now? And
but there is a lot of platform you could use to communicate with the fans.
Exactly. But you haven't really done that, and now you're blaming it on the pandemic. So it's a bit stupid, right? And then there were some other things that they said, like, I think this is from someone called RH. Do you believe the damage is repairable? Or will KSE be looking to sell their shares in Arsenal? And I think one of the response Josh Kroenke said was, we will rebuild. We believe we are fit to move the club forward. We were put in a difficult situation by sources outside the club. He's referring to the ESL league now. I don't understand what he means by put in a difficult situation by sources outside the club. Maybe he felt they were going to be left out, and that's the reason they joined the ESL. Maybe someone put a gun on their head, or someone put a knife on their head. I don't know, but I don't really know what he meant by that. Another thing they said is, they asked him another question. This is from PH. He said, you said you have betrayed our trust. He's referring to what Josh Kroenke said. He said, you have betrayed our trust, but let me be very clear. We have never trusted you or KSC. That's his father. How will you try to improve your relationship with the fans, right? And this is what Josh Kroenke said. He said, I want to get back to London. I want to do this. That's he wants to repair the relationship. I am aware we never had trust, right? We need to build a bridge, and we will. Those are a few things. There are more things there, but I think that's enough
that's I think the last one that they want to build the bridge, and they will. They've been at the club for 13 years, and they've been giving us promise. They've said we should be excited. I've never trusted them for one bit anyway, because I don't know why people are still, with all these, I don't know why people are still trusting the process with everything that happened, because there is no process in the first place. There is no process. They are just there. Arsenal is just there for them to just collect the money.
So you believe they haven't shown you enough over the years for you to trust them anymore?
They've done nothing. Tell me what they've done for Arsenal. They've done nothing. The only thing they do is to be taking the money out of the club. And we Arsenal get to a stage that they're telling us that there is no money to buy players. What is that? What is that all about? That no money. Well, we haven't got money. The only thing we could do is to loan players for Arsenal Football Club. Did they actually when they want to buy the whole Arsenal, when they want to become when they want to own everything, did someone actually tell them that no, look, this club, this is not, no disrespect to this is not Crystal Palace, this is not West Brom. This is Arsenal Football Club. You're coming in to spend money. I think someone should have, and I'm sure someone must have let them know that, okay, this is a big club you're coming into to come and spend money, not like you're going to be taking the money out. So since they've been in there, like you said, they only spent 45 million and on a one player. Come on, man! I was like, I just need people to just forget that there is no process. Anybody that is still believing there is process, come on.
Okay.
They just need to look at it again.
All right, cool. Let's look at the three players now, right?
One more thing I want to say on that, and another thing when I was watching the live show, one thing that Robbie said that as me personally, I'm not agreeing with it. It's like they're saying that unless Kroenke came out and said, okay, we're going to split. We're going to be splitting maybe probably the money or whatever. To Arsenal is going to be taking 51% and Kroenke will be I think 49% or so.
Yeah, that's the 50+1 rule which I talked about.
Yeah, the way I am now, this is the thing. We're negotiating with them. We don't want to negotiate.
No. That's not a negotiation. Sorry to cut you short, right? I think I talked about this on my other stream the other day. I don't know if you were aware of it. The 50+1 rule is something that gives the power to the fans, actually.
Okay. So if that is the but
do you understand?
At least
50+1 rule.
The way they're doing in Germany, right?
Yeah. Because the idea of that is a commercial investor like Kroenke can never have a higher percentage of the stake. That's what it means.
So okay,
I think for me, it's something I kind of like as well. I didn't watch the stream, but
I didn't understand it properly, but I can understand it now the way you said it.
Yeah, it's called 50+1 rule. Basically, in Germany, 49% is owned by commercial investors, and 51 is owned by the club members.
Oh, okay.
That's how it operates. And I think they must have thought about a situation whereby commercial investors will want to just run the club the way they want, and they didn't give them the power in England to do that. And guess what?
To do that,
if your club doesn't run on that model, you cannot make Bundesliga. That's the rule.
Yeah, that's the rule.
You cannot.
I think that rules needs to come into the clubs in the UK as well, man. Then it's going to help a lot of clubs to kind of Yeah.
All right. Cool. Let's get to the main business quickly. Let's get to the main business.
Right. Perfect. So
because I don't want us to go too long.
Okay. I won't dwell too much on this one.
Good. So you are the coach now, and I want you not to think like a fan. I want you to think like a coach that has a relationship with all these players, and he's gonna choose one of them to start. I want you to also make your case for all of them and against all of them. You've got Martinelli, you've got Nketiah, and you have got Balogun. So make your case for all of them.
Okay. First of all, before I came to what Akuma said before he left. Okay, I'm gonna definitely think like a manager now, right?
You have to say yours. Forget about Akuma now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm actually thinking like a manager now. To me as a manager, I definitely manager can't say they don't listen to fans what they say probably after the game or before the game, right? I've listened to what fans said as a manager,
So as a manager, you're gonna be paying attention to the fans.
No. Just listen to what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
So what I'm saying now is, Nketiah. First of all, Nketiah is a striker, right? I've given him so many chances. I've played him. I've actually given him a chance to the extent that at some point he's playing before I think of Lacazette.
Let me give you a bit of stats, yeah? Let me give you a bit of stats in case you don't know. This season, Nketiah has only started 3 games. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was. But he
Martinelli
started
started 5. I'm just giving you some information.
Yeah, because Martinelli only just came back from injury. I played 5 games. Right?
He had 14 games out. Yeah. 14.
Yeah.
On injury.
Yeah. So, but what I want to say is, at least Nketiah, I actually have enough. Let me say, if you go to trials, you won't have that many trials before they decide on what they're gonna do with you. If you
Most
understand
of those
what I'm
games, he's
saying.
come from the bench, by the way. He's come on the bench 13 times.
But sometimes you could go for trials and they only bring you in from the bench if you're on trials. I don't know whether you've been for trials before. You might not start the game. They just brought you in. So it doesn't matter whether it comes from the bench or whether it starts. At least, you know,
Tell me something good about Nketiah.
Boy, the only thing I see good about him is speed. He's very quick. Nketiah is very quick. Yeah, he's fast. The guy is fast. Trust. He's quick, and again, what he's good about is to just like a poacher in the box, just tapping. It's not a striker that you can pass the ball to, hold on to the ball, or turn to the defender and just run at the defender.
You make something happen. He can't really make
something happen. No, he's not that type of striker. So that is Nketiah for me. Then the second person I'm going to go to is Martinelli. I'm going to go by what I'm going to kind of go towards what Nathaniel said. Sometimes if you see Martinelli running at speed, we think that by the time this guy is going to stop, he's going to get injured, because he's putting everything in. He's putting everything in. There are some games that he will play that you don't need to go, if you understand what I mean. But because of his hunger, he just wants to kind of get there before anybody. So I think maybe probably he's young, he's still learning. With time, he's going to adjust all of that to his game as well. You understand what I mean? So yeah, that is So you're saying that he's gonna be he's a danger to himself, basically, with the way he moves, with his hunger, with his enthusiasm, you know, his energy that he exerts. Sometimes they're a bit too much and overboard for some of the situations we find ourselves. I like it. I like that energy. I like that energy. That type of energy never let a defender think twice. They get the ball and they know that Martinelli is running at pace. They just have to do something with that ball quick. You understand what I mean? So that energy, maybe probably that type of energy, kind of very useful when you're playing in the center, like as a striker.
Okay.
But when you're playing on the wing, I don't, all those sort of energies. If you're in the middle, you're just having a go at the defender or the 2 center back. You don't give them any rest. That type of energy is very, very useful.
But I would have actually thought that you need more. I mean, you need that kind of energy more on the wings, because obviously in the wings you actually need a bit more energy because you're going to be tracking back and going back forward.
Yeah, but I understand what you're saying. But like I said, sometimes there are some things that you just don't want to go for it. You just let it happen. Let it happen. Let them have the ball. Like for example, now I'm not sure what game we're playing. We're winning, and still 90th minute, he's still running like mad. No,
that was in
the
Europa when he came in.
Yeah, you don't need that. You don't need that. You don't need that.
Europa game when we're winning 4-0.
Yeah, just shadow them, because you don't need it anymore. They're not gonna come back and score 6 goals to go through.
But there are players like that, though, Mossy boy. There are players like that. We have Sanchez. Sanchez is like that.
Yeah, Sanchez is like that. But if you look at Sanchez, if Arsenal is winning 3-4-0, all those runnings, it will just relax a little bit. It doesn't do that all the way to 97th minute or whatever. You understand? He kind of, because his learning is less. Maybe probably when he was young, when he's learning, he's doing that all the way through. But when he grew up and he kind of your team is winning. But if your team is losing 1-0, then I'm expecting you to be doing that for 90th minute. Yeah.
All right, make a case for Balogun.
So if me now making a case for Balogun as a manager, thinking as a manager, I would believe this is because, like what someone said something earlier, whether we win or draw, it won't affect our league position. This is the time for me to give this a young striker.
So you guys believe that even if we are mathematically potentially able to still make top 6, you've lost faith. And someone said it in the chat. I think Tony Blackwell said in the chat that you of losing faith. He was accusing me of losing faith. So have you also lost faith then? You don't believe that? Because let's be very honest. I looked at the table, right? Let me say something quickly, right? I looked at the table. If we had won that game against Fulham, right? We're gonna be 3 points, I think, behind Tottenham.
Yeah, of course.
And that's the thing.
I was looking at the table before I actually came on. If we win the next 3 games in a row, we're gonna, and the teams above us drop, they lose. We're gonna be on the same level as West Ham and Chelsea, which is we're gonna be 55 points.
Wow.
If we win our 3 games in a row, we're 46, right? And the team above us, like West Ham, like Chelsea, they lose their games, or those they drop points or whatever in those 3 games. The points we're gonna be behind them will be maybe probably 2 or something. Right. 2 points behind them. So
okay.
Yeah. So
okay.
That is mathematically, that is on paper. But the way Arsenal is playing, I don't think that will happen. Okay. So and another stat I want to say is since January.
Are you done with Balogun now, by the way? Because I want to.
No. I'm coming back. I'm just coming back. I'm just saying. Just adding to the table thing. Right. Since January up till now, we have never played a Premier League game and won 2 games back to back since January. In a row. So that's how bad we are, really. So yeah. The Balogun, like I said, putting my manager's hat on, I will definitely give him I would say, okay, my main 2 striker are out, Aubameyang and Lacazette. This is the time for me to kind of you've been crying out, so you just signed a new contract. Then let's see what you could do. Even though if he's not starting, I'll probably give him like maybe probably about 35 minutes to show himself. If you understand what I mean. But here you just be thinking that I don't like Nketiah.
I'm not thinking anything. Just say what you have to say. Tell me what you have to tell me, and
I would not I wouldn't start Nketiah. I would rather.
Tony Blackwell asked you a question here. Mossy boy, how many times have you had a consistent team back to back? I think he's responding to what you said about not winning back to back.
Well, Man United are consistent. I think at some point they are where we are, so they're consistent.
No. He's asking about the team.
You mean our
team? Yeah. Because obviously we've been having injuries. Someone gets injured, this one comes back in, and all that.
Oh my days! Come on, is it only? What about Liverpool have injury as well? So I can't. That's not an excuse. If injury is not an excuse, man.
You said Liverpool? Are you saying Liverpool? Yeah. Are you telling me Liverpool is supposed to be where they are this season?
No. I'm not saying. Yeah, but at least they won like maybe 2-3 games in a row from January. No, from January till now.
But Liverpool is better than Arsenal, though. You can't. I mean, I don't even think we should be comparing those two in terms of.
Well, we shouldn't be comparing those two. But however, when it's asking me, at least from January till now that we haven't won two back-to-back Premier League game, that is poor.
I get that, and Tony Blackwell is now trying to tell you perhaps it's because we've not had a consistent team back-to-back. I mean, do you see a sense in what he's saying?
But we haven't. No. Yeah, but no. It's not because we haven't had a consistent team. That's why we haven't won a Premier League game, two Premier League games back to back. Come on.
So you feel that doesn't?
We should.
You feel that doesn't affect the team? It's a question.
It doesn't affect the team, in my opinion. It doesn't
Really?
affect the team. Yes.
Okay.
We should. There are some team. For example, how could we play Burnley and we'll be losing to Burnley? How could we play with Fulham and we'll be drawing with Fulham? No.
But Burnley also won. Burnley also won Liverpool. They were beaten by teams that no one expected. Don't you think it's because of the injury as well that affected them?
This is Arsenal for me. They should be.
Questions.
Come on.
Listen, Mossy boy. Anyway, so who are you gonna start? Because I know who are you gonna start. Let's wrap this up. Who are you gonna start?
I would definitely be giving Balogun a chance.
So who are you gonna start? Are you starting Balogun? Are you starting Martinelli?
I will start him. Yes.
Who? Balogun.
I will start.
So
him, yes.
Balogun is okay. So we've got Akuma coming here and says Nketiah. We've got Nathaniel coming here and says Nketiah, and you are choosing Balogun to start.
Yeah, but the reason why I want to ask you a question. Is Saka where Saka is today? It start from somewhere, does it? Players doesn't just
from the bench.
Arrive.
He started from the bench.
It started from the bench, but it got to a stage. It started to start game, right?
After we saw a lot of him, and let's not forget, we saw a lot of him because of injury. Let's not forget that.
So, are you telling me that you haven't seen enough of Balogun?
I haven't seen enough of him. How many games has he played?
Okay, let me tell you one
Mossy
thing.
Boy, you're telling me that someone that has played 2 games in the Europa, right? And
does he score or not?
2 games in the Europa with a total of about how many minutes? Let me even tell you how many minutes he's played. Let me tell you how many minutes.
With the little minute that he put the ball at the back of the net.
You asked me a question, right? Let me answer it.
Yeah.
Let me answer it so I can give you more informed information, right? So, I think he's only played 2 games, right? And how many minutes has he really played? All right, I think my internet is acting up because I had that information here. Now I don't have it anymore. Okay, my internet has decided to mess me up again. Okay. I'm tired of this internet. I swear to God. Okay. I am tired of this internet. So the thing is, he had just 2 games, and most of those games, he came in like 75th, 80 minutes. He didn't really start the game. Yes, he looks good. Don't get me wrong, he looks good. But do you think that's enough for you to just put all your, all your eggs in one basket? Do you think that's enough for you to just believe he's going to be the same person playing in the Premier League, which he's never played before, with the senior team? Do you think that's enough for you to just throw him in there?
This is what I'm saying to you, Tade.
Because you're a coach now. You're not a fan. You're a coach.
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, definitely. This is
you're
what
gonna
I'm
throw
saying
him in there straight
to
up.
you that it's not. I would throw him in there. You can change. If you throw him in there and you've seen enough of him that it's not giving you what you want, nothing is stopping you to drag him out.
Hang on. So what you're saying essentially is you throw him in there. If he's not giving you enough of what you want, you throw him out. And if you give him enough time, let me ask you this question. If you give him enough time, right, and then fans are now having a go at you because you're trying to give him time, you're trying to make him develop, you're trying to make him hit the ground running, are you going to be that patient to give him that much time? Especially when fans are
no. Listen, fans has been crying to kind of we want to see, but fans has been crying. Oh, we want to see Smith Rowe. We want to see Smith Rowe. You throw him in there, the kid perform, right? Fans are crying. Okay, Smith Rowe. So Smith Rowe, you're playing today. This is your chance. The guy went in and he performed, right? And this guy, Balogun, fans are crying. I'm listening.
Mossy boy, the only thing I'm challenging right now is you asked me a question about if I've seen enough. And I feel I haven't seen enough of Balogun for him to warrant a start. And the reason I'm saying this is because let's go back down the history books, right? Saka got his chance because of injury on the left back, right?
Then how did Smith Rowe get his chance?
Listen, Smith Rowe got his chance as well because one player wasn't performing up top for a very long time, right? In Willian. We were relying on Willian for a long time. And then we decided to give Emile Smith Rowe a chance. And don't forget, Emile Smith Rowe was also injured. And then he got his chance. He grabbed it and he got into the team. Let's go to Tottenham, the neighbors down the road. When did Harry Kane get his chance? Harry Kane did not get his chance because the manager just believed and said, you know what, you're going to start ahead of the big boys. Harry Kane only got his chance in Tottenham when they had striking issues with injuries. Right?
Yeah, but this is exactly what we're having now, Tade. We're having striker injury right now.
Yes.
This is the time.
But
this
you need
is
to
the
understand,
time
but then again,
this guy can get his chance. Because if those two strikers
let me finish. Hang on. But then again, there's one more thing that you need to understand, right? Before I let you speak. All these other players I've talked about, they were always in the squads. And they were always playing bit parts, coming in from the bench, off the bench, right? Balogun has never played a Premier League game in his life.
Yeah, but he has never played a Premier League. I understand that. He has to start at some point. Are you going to be bringing? Okay, there's one Premier League game that we play. He was on the team sheet on the bench, right? He didn't came on. But at some point, you have to, as a manager, you have to humble and just give him his chance.
So you're saying you're going to,
as a manager.
Let me tell you what I'm challenging.
Yes.
What I'm challenging is whether you're going to start him or whether you're going to bring him off the bench. This is what I'm challenging right now. Do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, the guys in the chats, please, are you going to start Balogun or are you going to put him on the bench? I want to hear what the general view is on this. Big up to you, SA Forza. How are you doing? I want to hear what they have to say.
I saw one comment here, Tade. I think it's Tony Blackwell as well. He said this season that Arteta has been doing so many chop and changes. That is not a winning formula. Whose fault is that?
What does that have to do with this?
Whose fault is it?
We're talking about Balogun now. You're deflecting to something else.
No. I'm just trying. I just want to quickly say something about it before you. So we're talking about Balogun. Let's go back to but like I said, at some point, you know, he has to, like, okay, let me give you one example.
Go on.
When Raheem Sterling bust into Liverpool first team. So then Brendan Rodgers is the manager, right? Doesn't know whether Raheem Sterling is going to succeed or not. He just throw him into the team.
Okay.
And he has never.
Sorry, I can't hear you anymore.
It's either work or don't work.
I lost you there for a bit. I lost you there for a bit. I think you were talking about Raheem Sterling. I'm not sure
can you hear me? Yeah. I'm just giving you an example that Raheem Sterling when he bust into the Liverpool first team, right? How many Premier League games did he play? None. So if I could remember well.
I can't remember. I don't know. I can't comment on that. I can't remember his situation. I can't.
Yeah, I haven't seen him play any Premier League game. Brendan Rodgers just throw him into. Hello?
I'm listening. I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay, great. Brendan Rodgers just throw Raheem Sterling into the limelight. They say, okay, just go out there, go and do your thing. So, as a manager, if I have a player that I've never played in the Premier League before, I will give him the confidence. I will just say, okay, there's no pressure. Just go out there. Just make yourself nuisance on the pitch. Just do your thing. If you let the player know that I'm actually watching you, then it will be trying so hard. Then from trying so hard, player keep making the stupid mistakes that he didn't supposed to be making on a normal day when he's playing on a free flowing football. If you understand, okay. Well, so someone just said there. Remember Rashford? Rashford just came in. How many Premier League games Rashford played before they throw him into the first team? And
But he already came in. He already came in as subs. We've already seen him. Then he didn't just throw him. They didn't just bring him from the academy and just went straight and just started him in the games. They never did. And when he had his chance, it was also because of injuries. They didn't just take him from academy and say, "Come, this game you're gonna start straight up." No, he was in the bench training with the first team, seeing how things were going gradually. That's how it comes in gradually.
But I believe I believe Balogun has been training with the first team as well.
He has been training with the first team on occasions.
Yeah, but he will see how things done and he will see how things done and everything. So I believe, like I said, I believe just tell him to go and make himself look nuisance on the pitch and just relax and just play.
Just quickly, because we have to go now, right? So sometimes I think Relentless Hub is saying bring him off the bench. SA Forza say 80 minutes sub. James Dunlop says sometimes you need to take risks. Is what trying with Balogun, which is what you're saying. Sentiment here says, how much are we really playing for in the league? Hold faith in youths like Saka and Emil Smith Rowe. Start Balogun preseason for next year. Would you rather see William? Liam Vince. Remember Marcus Rashford, obviously you talked about that. Tony Blackwell says, back in the day with you, we had you had Fowler at Liverpool. The word was not out about a kid who was better than him. That kid was Michael Owen, so there's no harm going with Balogun. James Dunlop says, when room with us when he was 16. Arteta played the experienced players. We lost 8 on the bounce because no youth. These are Arteta's failures. James Dunlop, even some of the kids you had of West Ham under Redknapp, Tony, is talking to Tony here. So here's the thing, right? You guys make very good points. The question I'm going to ask you guys is, how many Robbie Fowlers do we have in world football? How many Wayne Rooneys do we have in world football? Yeah? How many Marcus Rashfords do we have in world football? How many Michael Owens do we have in world football? They're quite rare, right? So, in as much as you're mentioning some...
Tade, can I say something about what you just said quickly?
I get it, but they're rare.
Can I say something quickly to what you just said? For example, now they're saying that you can't... If one footballer comes and it's done really well, that one is done his own part. It's gone. You cannot when people are saying that, oh, this is another Ronaldinho coming. No way that person can ever play. People are different. They cannot be the same. Since Ronaldinho stopped playing, I have never ever seen any other footballer that play like Ronaldinho. Maybe probably in the future when we are gone, maybe another player will come and will be dancing like Ronaldinho. If they are saying that this person, how many Fowler, how many? No, we can have so many good players, but another person cannot come to be exactly like them. If you understand what I'm saying.
All right, Mossy boy. Thanks a lot for that tactical masterclass. We really appreciate you coming on.
No problem.
And we'll be talking to you soon. Thanks a lot.
No problem. Cheers. Thank you. Cheers. All right. Bye.
All right then. Okay, people. That was Mossy boy. He's the only different person among all the people that have come on here, all the coaches that have come on here. He is the only one that feels Balogun should start. We had Akuma on. He feels Nketiah should start. We had Nathaniel from America as well. He felt Nketiah should start, but he feels Balogun should be starting. There's a little bit of a contest in the chats. A few people feel that he should come in 80 minutes into the game. Some people feel he should wait till next season till he gets his chance. So different people are kind of bringing out the different opinions about these players. Just a little bit of recap because I'm going to be coming to an end. It's getting to almost 2 hours now. I didn't even believe I'm going to be here for this long because honestly, I thought I was going to do 1 hour. Like I said before, this is the first time in my entire life that I have streamed every day. I streamed on Sunday. I streamed on Saturday. I streamed on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Today is Thursday. I cannot believe it. You guys need to give me some brownie points for that. Honestly, I need to give myself a little bit of break, perhaps next week. But listen, I am here to serve you guys. The idea of this show is music and football. I'm going to be playing a tune for you guys pretty soon, and then I'm going to round up the show. But just before then, what is the recap for today? Like I always tell you guys, come on, you football fans, come to me. If you are a football lover, let us take the game back into our hands. We are taking the game back. We've all seen what's happened with the ESL, and we fans have spoken. Obviously, today, the English fans want to see more big matches, but you still want your cold nines in Stoke. we got it wrong. That was a statement from Josh Kroenke, people. And the Arsenal supporters trust did not hold back when they were attacking Josh Kroenke. They said, you did not interact with fans, you have no clue, English football is clearly not for you, you should leave. That was Akil Yas, one of the representatives of the Arsenal Supporters Trust that was representing we Arsenal fans when they had a chat with Josh Kroenke today, and Vinay as well was in that forum. And the last thing was Aubameyang is injured, like I said, is injured. We should start, who should you start against Everton? Is it Martinelli, Nketiah, or Balogun? And I have different coaches come on here to tell me who they feel. They have to argue for all the players and against the players. And we have 3 callers in Mossy Boy, in Akuma, and in Relentless. Relentless and Akuma were on the same page with Nketiah. They feel Nketiah should start up top. Mossy Boy feels Balogun should be given a chance. This is what football is about, people. It's all about the arguments, the banter. That's why we're here. There's always going to be differences. But right now, I'm going to be taking, I'm going to play one music for you guys quickly. This is going to be the last song. And then I'm going to come back here and round up the show. All right, people. This is silverware. Yes, if you've got a silverware in your house, this is what this song is talking about. And I'll be right back, people. Enjoy silverware.
You don't mean nothing to me. E-boys like you every dinner. I don't believe what you preach. You're just a rookie beginner. Hang out with boys on the street. Like that will make you a winner. I don't believe what I see. Why you wearing gold? You're nothing more than silverware. Thinking you're so bold.
Yes, people, that is silverware from Catnip and Mia Firman. Listen, people, I think I'm going to come to the end of the show today because, I've done almost 2 hours now. I didn't expect I'm going to be on this stream for this long. Thanks a lot for all the people that have commented and stayed with me to the end. Thanks a lot for the people that called in as well. I really appreciate all of you. Tomorrow is going to be the match day between Arsenal and Everton. I don't know if I'm going to be at the protest yet. I'm not entirely sure, obviously, because I don't live in London. But perhaps I might go there. I'm not entirely sure yet. And if I'm going to go there, then it's going to be difficult for me to bring the post-match analysis to you guys. But please and please and please watch this space. In case I'm going to be having it tomorrow, I will be posting it. And then we can talk about the game after the Everton and Arsenal game. So just watch this space. And if I cannot, I will try and find a way to let you guys know on my social media platforms, either on Twitter or on Instagram. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate every single person that has come on here, everyone that keeps contributing. I really appreciate you guys. I love every single one of you. I really do. Thanks a lot. It's your boy, the Blunt Point. Lovers be lovers, haters be haters. I'll be seeing you guys, perhaps, just maybe, tomorrow. I'll talk to you guys later. Cheers, people. Bye.
Yeah, hundreds on my bed, flexing with the bill. Roses in my wallet and I'm flexing it for real. Racks and racks and racks, I look like rookie of the year. Frontin' with the cash, it's getting moody over here. Hundreds on my bed, flexing with the bill. Roses in my wallet and I'm flexing it for real. Racks and racks and racks, I look like rookie of the year. Frontin' with the cash, it's getting moody over here. I'm on my bling bling song, yeah. I could do this all day long now. I don't know where I belong now. Tell me where it all went wrong now. Yeah, oh no, no, oh please don't go. I got shows, I'm on the road. I'm headed home, and where that at? I don't know, but all these flows make me mad. I got a cold, and what's my goal? To be or not to be, that to be. Making up my mind while I'm puffing on that doobie. When I'm on my own, can't stop thinking about my roomies. Please don't call my phone, can't you see I'm with the rubies? Ruby, Ruby, I got a brand new whip, red and gold, yeah. Hop up in that backseat out at foreign. Don't nobody try some things and call me your opponent. Got a bunch of commas, then I roll up with the Rolex. Yeah. Hundreds on my bed, flexing with the bill. Roses in my wallet and I'm flexing it for real.